Hoje o nosso bate-papo será com o americano Mark Anthony Bates. Estive com ele no Palácio Tangará, em São Paulo, para entender um pouco mais sobre seu mindset de negócios e comportamentos. Acompanhe agora!
Olá pessoal, sou Edgar Ueda do canal TurnAround. Estou aqui com o Mark Anthony, um especialista, coach em negócios. Veio diretamente dos Estados Unidos e ele vai bater um papo aqui, explicar qual que foi o momento de virada dele e o que ele tem para contribuir em termos de competências comportamentais e seu mindset.
So the first thing for the turnaround, there was not one point in my life. It wasn't just one point, it was multiple points. I had to have many more challenges than I had success to learn from the challenges so that I could become more successful. In my mind, eventually what I came up with to look at it is if I have 10 different things that I launch and 8 of them don't give me the outcome that I'm looking for, but 2 of them do, 2 of them become big. For me, that's a big win. So, for some people, it's a monumental thing in their life. It's that big thing they say, when this happened in my life, I found God. When this happened in my life, I was at my lowest point of my life, and I knew the only place to go was up. I was at the bottom too many times, but it wasn't always there and then stayed there. It was coming back down and then learning and then asking the right questions. The right questions for me are 3, always the same questions. 1, what's good about this? What's good about this situation that I can learn from? And if I ask myself better questions, I get better answers. 2, what is the lesson? What was the lesson that I gained from this, whether it was successful or whether it wasn't? And 3, very important, what's the opportunity? People don't always recognize that when in their darkest moments, the biggest opportunities happen. Sometimes there's a saying called when one door closes, another one opens. But if we always look at the closed door, we never see the open doors and the open windows. So we must shift our mindset. It really comes up here. This is what is the thing that the distinction of how we see things. And the other side is from the heart, this is the drive. This is what makes us drive from it. And sometimes we are not willing to change for ourselves, but if we look for the people around our lives that mean something to us, our mother, our father, our children, our friends, that by that change, how will that impact their life? And if we don't change, how will that impact their life? So there are many things when it comes to that.
Olha que bacana esse bate-papo. Muitas pessoas têm medo de se lançar para novas oportunidades ou projetos. Nós aprendemos aqui com Anthony que são as grandes lições dos fracassos ou erros que nós tiramos grandes diamantes. Anthony, aproveitando toda essa sua experiência por ser americano e os Estados Unidos ter uma resiliência fora do comum, o que nós podemos aprender, o que os brasileiros podem aproveitar desses comportamentos dos americanos?
So what happens for, let's say, for your country? In Brazil, you're going through a time where we went through back in the late 2000, 2007, 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, the worst recession in U.S. history. And many people were collapsing. Businesses were collapsing. People were on welfare. People were on the streets. People were afraid. And you know, for me, that's when I had to start thinking, how am I going to accept what's on the news? Am I going to be a victim or am I going to be a volunteer? So I began to think, what is the difference? And a moment ago I talked about mindset. Think about this. There's the economy of the mind. The mind dictates what the true economy is. That's the perception of the world. In 2008, September 31st, I was in Hawaii. I was on the big island of Hawaii, and I was there doing an annual training that I do. And I sat there and I watched on the news on CNBC, and then they said it's carnage, it's the worst crash of the US stock market. Yeah, it's bleeding, it's terrible, the world is dying. And I watched that news and I turned it off. I said, why do I want to let this pollute me, my mind? Why do I want the media to dictate my mind? I didn't want to do that. So I said, I'm staying for an extra week here in Hawaii. What a beautiful place, what a beautiful island, what a beautiful place for my mind to expand. And I sent an email out to all of my clients and my friends. I said, I'm not coming back this week. I'm staying around another week at least. And they go, are you crazy? Have you seen the stock market? Have you seen that they need what they need? Obama, all these people are going crazy. And what's wrong with you? And I said, nothing's wrong with me. I'm choosing what to believe in. I'm choosing what to pollute my mind with or not to pollute my mind with. So I stayed another week. And every time I would turn on the channel in the morning, it was 6 hours difference between New York and Hawaii. And I would watch them do, it's carnage, it's bleeding, people are jumping out of buildings. I said, oh, that's awful. Click, click. You hit the block button. When you are sitting there listening to social media and you watch things that are just telling you how awful it is and your friends that complain, stop. Think. What's good about this? What's the lesson? What's the opportunity? So back in 2008, still, I sent back another email a week later. I said, I'm not coming back this week either. Are you crazy? Are you smoking something out there? Don't you see what's happening? Your world's going to be destroyed. You're going to lose all your clients. No. I'm letting my mind grow. I'm giving my time space. And then I went and I said, the next week, I sent another email out. I'm not coming back this week or later either. And they go, you must be hit your head. Something's wrong with you. I said, not only am I not coming back, for all of you people who've been threatening to hire me on my coaching services, in 2 weeks, I'm doubling my fees. And for those of you that are my clients, you should lock in your time now. Now everybody thinks, he's gone crazy. This is really affecting him. It did affect me in the right way. When I doubled my fees, when I told people I was going to double my fees, I tripled my income in 3 months. Because people wanted what I had. They go, if this guy can sit there and with a straight face and stay out in Hawaii and not be in a crazy place, and he can sit there and say, you're doubling your fees, maybe I should be working. Maybe he knows something I don't know. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But I know that whatever I had was not special. It was where I chose my focus. What we focus in on expands. If we focus in on fear, if we focus in on trials of tribulation, if we focus in on things, the economy being bad and being the victim, and I don't know how to and I can't, you can learn. You can learn. You're going through something that we went through, but not as bad yet. Your government is trying, but it hasn't done well. You have lots of corruption. We have corruption in our government. You had 3 of the largest sectors of your economy, which all became corrupt. And they began to fall all at once. But you see, it's your choice. It's the economy of the mind. It's what you choose to focus on. You need to take what you have and what you can learn and apply it to create your own economy. What if you learned something new, something you could do online, something you've never done before, but everybody ahead of you never did it before either? Everybody started in the same place. Everybody started without knowing something. And what if you did that? What if you sat there and you went out and you made a little money? And then the next day you made a little money. And the next week you made a little more money. What would you do with that money? Would you save it all? Would you hold it? Or would you take it and you go, I think maybe I will treat myself to something to eat. Maybe I buy my kids some new clothes. And then what happens? What if other people do the same? And what if they start buying things? And then the retailers, they have to hire more people. They have to buy more product because more people are buying. And now they just enhance the economy because they hired some people. And those people that got hired have money now. And they can go out and they can buy things. And all you have to do is move the needle a little bit at a time. People sit in fear. False evidence appearing real. That becomes, because what happens, most people, their brain goes to either fight or flight. But there's a third one, and it's very dangerous, and it's called freeze. We don't go any direction. We don't try anything. But you see, once you get beyond that, once you tried a little bit, And if you've taken 2 steps forward and stepped back 3, you're still only 1 step difference. If you hadn't done anything before, you would have fallen back 3. Don't let the media dictate where your mind goes. Don't let your negative friends and families who love you but are toxic to you at times. You don't have to prove people wrong. Prove yourself right. There are many things you can do, but don't get overwhelmed. Pick 3 and start with 1. Pick 3 and start with 1. Make it simple.
Mark, queria agradecer essas palavras de compartilhamento com muita inteligência e sabedoria. Isso veio no momento certo. O Brasil vive num momento de instabilidade, incerteza. Isso vai contribuir muito com as suas palavras de um cara que é um sucesso nos Estados Unidos e está trazendo, compartilhando seu mindset aqui para nós. Obrigado.
Obrigado. De nada.